Welcome to the City of the Crimson Tower. This is a horror-themed campaign and as a result is 18 plus and listener discretion is advised. Our players are Lauren, Anna Margaret, Sally, Mav, and Maddie. And Ethan, that's me, will be your game master. Beg your pardon? Around you, even before you turn, it's nothing but fog and a couple squat, gray buildings. And as you all turn to the source of the sound, you see behind you, very close all things considered, a little unnervingly close, two children, a young girl and a young boy. The young boy is dressed in slacks, a loose, short-sleeve, button-down shirt, suspenders. The girl has a simple dress that looks like off-white that goes right above the knee. And the young boy, the girl looks older. You would guess they're both human. You would wager that she's around 10 or 11, he's around 7 or 8. The young boy is clutching to himself, for protection almost, a stuffed dog. Stuffed animal, not a taxidermy dog. I know it's a horror game, but a stuffed animal of a dog missing one button eye. And they look up at the five of you. Could you all... This is the girl speaking. Could you please help our parents? There's a monster in our basement. Please.
Beg your pardon?
And they are shivering against the rainfall, holding one another. Maybe the shiver is from the cold. Maybe it's from something else. But the older girl has her arms almost protectively around the younger boy. We were supposed to stay upstairs with our brother, but we got scared. The noises. Please. Walter's still upstairs.
You guys, we gotta help them somehow. I mean, look at them. They're shaking like a leaf.
Brock, he, in response to this, he's picking himself up off the ground because when he heard the children, he got jostled and he kind of tripped over his own feet. So as he's picking himself up and he kind of tosses his coat to kind of free it of any moisture, I don't know that it's safe to want to wander out from the behest of our host and into the, and we don't even know. Sorry, we don't even know where we are, small child.
Please. It's our brother.
I mean,
he's just a baby.
If it's not safe for us to wander off, how can it be safe for children to be wandering these streets?
Where are we supposed to be going anyway? Does anybody know?
Or at least the girl, turns and points behind her. You didn't notice a house there before, but it's there as she points. It's a 3, maybe 4-story building. Looks like a manor house of an earlier era. was once a fine building has fallen slightly into disrepair. But she points upward toward the top of the house. Walter was upstairs in his room. We ran when we heard the noises. Please, can you help him?
We gotta at least go get Walter.
Yeah, can you see his window from here?
Mm-hmm. That one. She's pointing generally upward. Maybe probably the third story.
Well, I'm gonna move my hands away from the children. We should probably do something. I think that they're legally minors.
I agree. We can't just leave them here, and maybe Walter's a baby? Didn't you hear a baby cry? I heard a baby cry.
Oh no. I did.
9, you haven't said anything. I mean, Brock's all for leaving them.
Just to clarify, I'm not for leaving them. I'm more for getting more information before diving head first into what is most certainly in gestures to this house and ominous.
Maybe we could compromise. I could probably just go up and peek in, and if we see any kids, maybe we all go in?
I mean, could you maybe pick me up, and then the two of us could go into, the upper stories? I don't know, you...
Yeah, probably not. I can't. I sometimes, struggle to lift up groceries. I'm not really confident.
Oh,
I could, well, not that I'm saying you're in any way large, just that I'm not, oh no.
Hey kid. Talking to the eldest, the girl. What was your name?
Rosa?
Hey, Rosa. Your parents got money?
Huh?
Are your parents wealthy? The house looks nice.
Mama and Papa say it's not polite to talk about money.
That means they got a lot of money. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and go in. I'll help you. You said your little brother's up there somewhere?
Yes.
You ain't talked to nobody else? We the first ones that came through?
We ran when we heard the noises, and you were the first people that we saw.
Yeah, fuck it. Gonna walk up to the door.
All right. I will follow 9.
Exactly. Shuffling up.
Oh, 9, let's do this.
As they're walking up to the door, I'm gonna walk with them most of the way, but then can I go up to peek through some of the windows to see if I see a small child?
Sure. So you do have wings. So the other 4 start to head towards the door, and you start to beat your large angelic wings, which does get the kids to look at you for a second as you take off and follow you with their gaze. And you start to go up to the windows and look through. Make me a notice check.
Yeah, those things actually work.
Ethan, whenever we're going in, can I look behind myself and up and down the street one more time to ensure, nobody is coming behind us?
Also make me a notice check.
7.
So, as you look through a few of the windows, which floor are you going to? First, second, third, fourth?
It looked like they were pointing to the general middle, so I'm gonna start at the 3rd floor. Just peek around, try to follow their finger basically.
You look through, and The windows are very dusty and covered with cobwebs. But I'll say, as you follow where they were generally pointing, you look through a few of the windows, and you do eventually find a bedroom in the general direction they were pointing. You don't see a sign of a baby. It looks like an adult bedroom, at least based off of the size of the bed. You can't make out too many other details beyond that, at least from out here.
Okay, I'll try to come down in what I hope is a graceful manner and end up like stumbling pretty dramatically when I fall. I'll just like take a second and look around, try to hope no one saw that, and then follow everybody else inside.
And just to explain, like, why it makes sense to you that it's a little difficult to see inside. It's dark outside, it's dark inside, and it's rain streaked. That's hard to see through.
Hey, Angel, you see anything up there?
No, I mean there was like no lights. So, but if it is a baby, they probably wouldn't know how to turn on lights, and they probably shouldn't have a candle. So it doesn't dispute the fact that there could still be an infant up there.
They left the baby alone in the dark. Got it.
Do we want to sneak in, or are we just gonna go in quick and out quick?
I got a 2 on my notice, just so you know.
Okay. You do not notice anyone else on the streets. In fact, as 9 and Gloria start to push ahead, Brock and Karina may be following a little bit slower. You stop and you just look the direction you came, and it is pure fog. Even those other nearby buildings are gone. All you see is fog. Now, as 9, you push forward. There is a metal wrought iron gate with rusty hinges that fills the archway of a stone porch. The gate itself doesn't have a lock on it. And as you approach it, there is a serendipitous gust of wind that causes the gate to but it is open.
Well, they must not have that too much money. The fucking gate's ruined. Just gonna push it open with one claw.
Push it open. It leads to a stone porch that has oil lamps hanging from the ceiling by chains. And those oil lamps are lit. The chains themselves that they hang by swinging ever so gently in the wind.
Where did you guys say that your parents were right now?
We don't know. And she stops and she looks at her little brother. We don't know for sure. I know they're in the house still. Where? And they look at each other, and for a second, their sniffling, tear-ridden faces go blank as they just look at each other, and then just... I don't know.
I'm gonna lean into pretty much everyone and like a, hey, you guys, something's not completely right here. I don't know what's going on. Nah, don't walk in there.
Yeah, I don't know. When was the last time you saw your parents?
We were up in our room, and they told us that there was a monster, and that they were going to go, and they were going to go deal with it, and that we had to stay there until they were done. But then there were these noises. It was so loud. It sounded so close, and we ran. And it wasn't until we got out here that we remembered Walter.
Do your parents deal with monsters often? That seems like kind of very casual of them to be like, oh, just stay here, we'll deal with the monster. Is it common?
Whenever there's been a monster under my bed or in the closet, they've always been the ones who dealt with it.
And
they're normally
never
not this
was
loud, though.
there free? Oh.
Why don't we come with you and you show us where Walter is?
Please don't make us go back in. Please, not until whatever's in there.
Okay, then we're gonna need some really clear descriptions about where Walter is, because there were a lot of windows.
3rd floor. In Margot's room.
Who's Margot?
The maid?
Oh.
How many people are in this house?
Well, there's us, there's Walter, Mama, Papa, and Margot. Sometimes there's a cook.
Hey, kid, do you know what year it is?
14. 14. And Thornbolt, the boy, is just looking at his older sister. And she... I think 1481?
You guys should
Seems fine to me. It seems fine to me. I don't fucking know what the day after day is sometimes.
Just as a quick out-of-character reminder, since this isn't taking place in the real world, the time frame is different. That is not the same as 1481 in this world.
I don't feel like we should leave these two by themselves out here.
We can wait right on the porch. We'll be right here.
I wasn't talking to you guys. Shh. I don't know if we should leave these two out here.
I agree. I think if we turn around, they're gonna disappear.
Don't disappear. We're just coming up with a plan.
Okay.
Okay, so out of character, I am an impulsive person by an actual hindrance. So I say, well, we're just all yapping our jaws, and I turn and I kick the door open.
Take a Benny, because you are playing into your hindrances, and that is exactly what those are for. So Hawthorne, you get a Benny for that. You kick in the front doors, which are these large double oaken doors. And it slams open. And it reveals inside the foyer. You see from the porch, even before walking in, you can see a marble floor with white tiles. And where the white tiles intersect, there are these little black square pieces where the corners meet. It's very elegant. There, you can also see right across from the main door, mounted on the wall, a shield, it looks like, with a crest on it. Now, unless you walk inside from right here, that's all you can see.
So I lean my head in, and then I'm like, Nine, you want to go first?
Oh, now you want me to go first, Mr. Bull in the china shop, gonna knock the fucking door down instead of, just peeking through. That's fine, I got you. Come on. All right, Raging Bull, move.
I will also go shoulder to shoulder with 9.
They push me aside and I stumble.
I just love the use of Raging Bull. It is so thematically appropriate. I adore it. As
What?
the
Is there a
two
house,
of you...
a voice in the house?
Sorry. Yes, this is the voice of the approving god. As 9 and Karina lead the way, and Hawthorne just gets pushed a little bit to the side. Brock, Gloria, what are the two of you doing in this moment?
Brock is he's kind of just hunched over in the corner and he's kind of picking at his fingers with both hands. He's starting to sweat and his hair is starting to kind of sit and lose its volume. He's just very uncomfortable as he takes in every single thing. You see his eyes darting from place to place. It's evident he doesn't feel safe. Just chilling.
Gloria?
I'm hanging back a little bit. I'm really concerned about leaving these 2 children outside of this house in the fog. And so everyone's sort of kind of moving in, and I'm not totally sure, but I get the sense that you're not supposed to just like leave children outside. But I'm also really curious and I want to know what's inside. And so I'm kind of like in the doorway, not fully willing to leave them and getting a little concerned as the rest of the group's kind of walking away from me, but I can't quite make myself come inside.
And so we see for a second, as the camera looks from inside back out through the door, we see Gloria kind of peeking her head in, along with the small, scared faces of the brother and sister who are huddled nearby on the porch, but definitely not making moves to go inside.
Hey, I have a thought. We could probably go in and out faster if you two help us. I have 2 hands, and there's 2 of you. I could help you guys.
You put your hands out for them to take, as any kind caregiver would. And Rosa, arms wrapped around her brother, still steps back a little bit from you. They definitely seem like their fear is legitimate. And while appreciative that you are willing to help, they don't seem to fully trust you at this point either. And they definitely don't trust whatever they heard inside the house.
I think Karina is going to pull out a torch. And when I put torch in my inventory, I was thinking like the old style British torches.
Flashlight.
Like a flashlight. And she's just gonna switch it on and start looking around this foyer and trying to listen to hear if she can hear cries or monster noises or whatever.
Wonderful. So you turn this on and you start looking around. Make me a notice check, as you do.
That is an 11.
Ooh, so that is success with a raise. Okay. You notice a few things. The first thing you notice, and you don't know why this is your instinct, but it absolutely is your instinct. You look around for a light switch. And you find it. It's one of those older styles where it's 2 buttons, not a flip. The bottom one is currently depressed. And so you walk over and you turn on the light switch when you see it. There are wall-mounted electric light fixtures made to look in the style of oil lamps. But as you click it, they takes a second, they flicker, but the foyer and the hallway connected to it become illuminated with orange light. You click off your flashlight and start to look around. Here in the foyer specifically, in addition to the shield on the wall that I noticed, and with the lights on, you can see that it has a golden bear on a red field as the icon on the shield, the heraldry. It is also flanked by oil paintings of what look like stony-faced aristocrats. With an 11, you go up and you look at those paintings a little bit closer. They're quite well done. Almost a little too well done in the sense that you swear that you can see the skulls of the figures underneath their skin. And I don't mean a thin, emaciated face where you can see the outline of the skull. I mean, it looks like the painter actually painted the faces on top of painting their skulls. So you can see them faintly, ghostly, underneath. And the one person that I have to ask right now, first of all, Brock, did you end up coming inside as well? I just want to clarify that.
Oh, yeah. So Brock's MO is essentially dragging behind. He doesn't really want to be involved, but he knows he has to be. So he's... and he's shuffling behind, tripping a little bit over his oversized pant leg. But he is there, and you'll just occasionally hear just worried sighs.
The other thing I will say, Karina, that you notice, all of you notice because this isn't hidden, is in the foyer there is a set of double doors set with stained glass that lead to another room. You would imagine, just based off of standard house design, probably lead to the first floor main hall. So before I get back to you, Karina, I'm going to check in one more time with Gloria. Are you staying outside? Or are you coming in?
I think I'm going to try one more time. And reaching into my bag, I'm going to pull out a little ornate comb and say, "Here, let me straighten your hair, and we'll feel presentable, and then we'll approach this."
Okay. Here's what I would like you to do. I'm going to have you make a check here. Could you please, let me pull up the skills. Just persuasion. And it will be with a -2. That's situational.
6.
So that's with the -2?
Oh, 6, and then -2 would be 4.
So 4 is still the target number for most things in Savage Worlds. Now, it doesn't mean you get exactly what you want, but it's not a failure. And Rosa lets you start to approach to brush her hair. And as you get within just a few inches of her, "No! No!" And she grabs her brother and runs into the fog.
I'm gonna take a few steps after them.
How many steps? Do you go deep into the fog?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I do not know where I am, and I just take a few steps.
Okay.
I might also shout out to the rest. Hi, the children are gone. I knew they would. I knew we should keep our eye on them. They're gone.
What are you doing? They're fine. They know this place better than we
No,
do.
they're like not here.
Wait,
They're
what?
not your problem, Gloria.
Well, they certainly aren't now because they're not here.
Karina is kind of like, she was just about to like touch the painting, and she's gonna turn around and be like, "What the hell do you mean not here? They were like innocent and tiny. You just let them go?"
They're there. They're there.
Do I'm in the fog. Do I? A little bit. Not too far. Not too far. Maintain eye contact with the building.
Okay.
Do I see them?
No.
They're gone. Do I hear anything?
It's interesting as you shout out they're gone. Logically, you know you're in a city or in a neighborhood. You saw it. You know there should be buildings around. You know there should be concrete all over, which means that your shout should echo. And it doesn't even a little.
I want to flap my wings a little and try to clear some of the fog and see if I could get it to move at all.
It moves. It doesn't dissipate. It swirls around with your movements, but it's like as it gets shifted and dissipated, it is immediately replaced with more fog.
The fog is not acting as an appropriate state of matter. I think there's something afoot.
As a matter of fact, you say that, and you're trying to figure this out. Your brain, even without all of your memories, your brain is still your brain. And yours is a logical one. Evidence, facts, testing, data. But as you are conducting these tests and trying to figure something out and looking back into the fog and looking back towards the house to make sure you don't get too far, as you look into the fog and you look back towards the house, the fog between you and the house seems denser, as if it is moving towards the house. And so, in that moment, as you notice this, do you stay put or do you move back towards the house?
You know, I hesitate for just a moment because this is something interesting. And it might even be more interesting than these people in the house that I don't really know. But I think I'm going to go back to the house.
And you do so. You start moving back towards the house, but you can't help but look over your shoulder a little bit at this fog, and your instincts were right. It is approaching the house. It is shrinking the fog-free space between the wall of fog and the porch of this house, as if corralling you.
I'll walk up to the house.
It stays feet behind you. It almost towards the end, as your shoes scrape against the stone of the porch, it seems to almost be keeping pace with you by that point.
I want to start to act like I'm going to slow down, but right as I try to do that, my foot's going to hit a pebble, and I just stumble absolutely forward. And
you stumble into the house, and as you do, the door behind that you stumble through slams shut. The rest of you see as Gloria kind of trips her way into the foyer where the rest of you are.
We lost the children, and I think the fog's alive.
Sorry, we.
Gloria, can you open the door?
Have you been smoking, Gloria? Are you okay?
No. And, can I open the door?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. As
You
I
open the door and you are met with the porch and white.
So it stops at the porch?
Mm-hmm.
I think the fog is there's something with it. There's something wrong. I think there's something wrong. Can I do an occult check? Does this feel...
Absolutely. This is a perfect use of occult.
5.
5? I mean, that's not normal. Fog doesn't normally behave like that. Even you lack your memories. That doesn't mean you lack common sense.
I do, though, lack common sense.
Okay, fine. Fair enough.
But I agree, though, that I feel reaffirmed in my knowledge that the fog has something amiss.
Oh, definitely.
And we've lost the children.
Back inside, in the foyer, what are you all doing as Gloria is trying to wrap her mind over what she just observed? Karina.
I want to run my hand along the face of the portrait, because like if I can see the skull almost as if it was painted before, I want to see if I can feel maybe a change in texture.
No, you don't.
Okay.
Hawthorne.
Hawthorne will start making his way up to the 3rd floor. He just sort of, as he came in, sort of started looking at the stairs.
Well, before you get there, you have to find the stairs.
Oh, they're
which
not
you haven't
just,
seen
like,
yet.
they're not
No,
just-
this is the
they're not
foyer.
just in
This
there.
is the
Okay.
entry area of the house, in the old manor house style. However, there is, like I said, another set of double doors that leads into the rest of the house. And it's the only other set of doors here, aside from the one that you all entered through.
So, we're looking for people. Nine is going to try and sniff out, use a sniffer here. He's kind of busted, but use a sniffer to find other people in this house.
Well, I'll say that's a notice check then. Are you doing this still within the foyer, or is anyone proceeding further into the house?
Still kind of in the foyer,
Okay.
or whatever the fuck that word is. I don't know fucking words. It's the fucking living room. I don't know. Oh, I got an 11.
Hell yeah.
It was exploded, looks like, I guess.
Don't smell recent people. Like if someone were nearby, you might smell sweat, perfume, cigar, some sign of that. You don't smell that. You do smell the age of the house. It is old. You smell the oil that is present in the next room, used on the wooden wall panels to keep them fresh and shiny and uncracked. You don't smell people, other than the four around you.
Yeah, I don't, this house smells really, really fucking old. But, I don't smell no bodies in there except for you four. That's about it. Some of you smell better than others.
I will say, just building off of what you just said, you also don't smell any bodies. You don't smell what you would expect of rot or cadavers or anything like that either.
Yeah. I repeat that.
I can't leave these paintings alone. She's going to, after touching the actual canvas, she's gonna like try to pull the painting up from the wall a little bit and look behind it.
Just wall.
Oh God, what? Okay. I think after a few minutes of looking at the painting, oh, one last thing. Looking at the figures in the painting, do they share any resemblance to the two children?
Great question. These two don't seem to. They have some very base level resemblance of dark hair, tan skin, but it's nothing like, no similar shaped nose or lips or distinctive characteristics that make you say for sure those are family members. Now, that said, it's unusual for someone to have oil paintings in their house of someone that they're not related to. That doesn't mean it can't happen, but it's a reasonable conclusion.
As everyone's kind of sort of inspecting their own thing, Brock is running his hands along the door frame. It must be some sort of a illusion. Like there's no way that the outside could disappear, and we were just And then he's just going to run his hands over things. He gets his fingers close. He's just taking notice of every little thing, being very critical of his surroundings.
Somewhere deeper in the house, a clock chimes.
Just a thought. If there were 3 kids, should we try to find that third one?
Are you gonna let it disappear again?
I don't think I should be left alone with them. I do have a habit of misplacing things, and I think that maybe if there were more than one of us, we could stop them from disappearing.
Strength in numbers. You hear from the turned back of Brock in the back corner.
To be fair, though, they did just sprint into the fog and disappear. I tried to follow them.
Yep, I believe you. Should we head in then? And she's going to start looking towards the stained glass doorway and head towards it.
I'm gonna try to trip her as she walks past. You're being really rude. So I'm gonna just walk by and just...
Ladies, come on. Let's have some class. And
Yeah,
then I go and I open up the
do it.
door for them. I open up the door for them.
She is going to glare at you and then just step right over your foot. And without a second glance back, she's going to just walk through the doors that have now been opened for her.
You open, or Hawthorne rather, opens the double doors. The double doors lead into a wide main hallway that runs the width of the house. Not length, width. Those marble floors with the black center connecting pieces, that motif continues in here. There is also a black marble fireplace to the left, a red marble staircase to the right, and the walls here are wood paneled, beautifully freshly oiled. The light from the foyer still casts through the double doors into here, and Karina, since you're the one who found it last time, right by the door you find another light switch. As you turn it on, they once again flicker to life. This room, in fact both rooms, are beautifully maintained. Dust-free, no cobwebs, looks like recently cleaned in preparation for guests. There are also several doors in this main hall. In addition to the one that you came through, or the double doors that you came through, as you step through here, you see 5 other doorways here. In addition to the grand red marble staircase leading up.
Before we go up the stairs, I want to kind of shuffle up to 9 and say, I don't mean to be superstitious, but I get the feeling that the fog was sort of herding me towards the house, and I feel like there's something weird going on.
Hurting, like as if it were speaking to you in some sort of
no, hurting as in gathering, corralling, if you will.
Oh, yes.
Like matching pace with me, guiding me towards the house.
So fog's smart.
That's not how fog generally conducts itself.
I would agree with that assessment. And so, looking around this, I think maybe we should be both looking for the small child, but also maybe something else. Like maybe there's some other sort of power here.
I mean, this place is kind of weird anyway. It's like this town's wherever the fuck we are. It's kind of weird.
I agree.
See, she agrees. I don't know. Like, I believe you. Like, I wholeheartedly believe everything that's coming out of your mouth, Angel Lady. But
That's the thing. I don't, though. It doesn't feel like it should happen. The fact that these things are occurring doesn't feel believable.
The sounds in here, wind, rain pattering on the windows from outside, and the ticking from a grandfather clock.
I would agree that. And he wipes his hands on the lapel of his coat and he smooths back his hair, his sweat serving as his hair gel. Something is very not right here.
Ethan, when we were walking through the fog, did we notice it move away from in front of us? Or did we kind of like, because when you look at fog, generally you can see it on your ankles, did we see that, or did it just kind of bubble around us?
Wonderful question. You didn't really make this connection before, but with what Gloria was telling you, you kind of realize there are almost two types of fog that you noticed. While you were in the train station, while you were on the street, there was the ankle-high fog that wrapped around your feet, and as you walked, it dispersed. Normally. It quickly, but not unnaturally, would reform. But it responded as you might expect. But then there's the wall of fog. Dense, heavy, tall. And you haven't gone into that yet. So you don't know how that would respond. But the fog at your feet responded normally.
I think with this, she's going to stop before placing her first step onto the marble staircase and turn around to face Gloria. Gloria, when you flew up to the window, did you touch the fog?
I didn't touch the fog until I was trying to find the children.
But did you actually touch it when you were reaching to the children? Or did it disperse in front of you? Do you remember your hand passing through fog at all?
Correct me if I'm wrong, I thought it did. And it looked like it was closing around me.
You basically got to the edge of the wall of fog. And so it was touching you. You were no worse for wear as a result. But that is also the fog that didn't disperse as you beat your wings.
I made it to the edge, right in front of this more ominous fog. But you see, as you're describing, when you pass through normal fog, or there's some sort of motion or something that dispels it, like when I flap my wings, fog would normally disperse, and this fog did not.
Hawthorne's going to start looking around and trying to find the clock to go and look at it that keeps making this intense ticking noise.
It's off in a corner near the fireplace, angled ever so slightly to face into the room. And you can see the heavy pendulum just swinging slowly back and forth.
I will weirdly start to try and like move it or open it in some way. Even if it doesn't open, I'll just weirdly start to try and get into it, trying to think that I know it's gonna open for me and be like a secret passage.
So this is an old school grandfather clock. It has glass doors in front of the face and the pendulum. Each one has a small place for a lock or for a key to unlock it. You know, to prevent kids from getting in and messing with a grandfather clock. You don't know where the key is, however, the glass pane looks relatively thin if you wanted to get into there.
Well, I guess this thing isn't a... Well, it's not a door. I thought it might be a door. This place is weird.
I really don't like being here. Do we have to? And he looks around. Do the kids are? I don't hear or see any kids. Do we have to be here exactly?
Oh my gosh, we are getting caught in the weeds or the fog. We need to find that baby and get out of here.
Get out of here, yeah.
Yeah, they said that he was on the 3rd floor.
Baby, 3rd floor, out of here, okay? Okay. Yeah.
Nine, can you smell a baby? Like, use your...
Use your snooter!
Well,
That's going in the quote book for tonight. Can you smell a baby?
I think it's just a small thing to just take a sniff with the nose.
hey, Raging Bull, I could use my sniffer for a lot of things, and I already sniffed out and didn't really smell any, like, 1, I didn't smell no dead bodies. 2, this house smells really old. And 3, a lot of this stuff is polished, like very, like oddly brand newly polished, which is weird for me not to smell people, but it looks like things have already been polished. I didn't smell no fucking baby so far. Maybe when we get closer up there.
Can you smell between floors? Because if we're only on the 1st floor, maybe once we get to the 3rd floor, you could smell the baby.
I mean, I could try. You know, it's a big fucking house. Plus, I want to get paid.
We're going up the stairs. Everyone, just let's go up the stairs.
And as we start to head up the stairs, I'm just going to lean in to Nine just slightly. He's got that hunch, and he leans in slightly, and he just says, well, considering we're all engaging in a mutual hallucination, it doesn't matter where we go.
You're a strange little man. I like you. You're good people. Can you not stand up straight?
And he goes to stand up straight a little bit, and he claps you on the back as hard as he can. A newsflash, it is not hard at all. And then he and he hunches immediately back as he starts to go up the stairs.
Weird fucking bunch of people.
You all start heading up the steps, these red marble staircase. And you arrive at the 2nd floor landing. The stairs continue up, just for what it's worth. It's it's a very similar layout, generally speaking, to the 1st floor hall. About the same size, still has a fireplace, and there are 3 doors that you can see. 2 sets of double doors and 1 single door. It is darker up here because lights haven't been turned on. However, with the light from below coming up, you can still faintly see that there are more deco-style light fixtures on the wall. There is, to the right, a little push button to turn the lights on again.
So, I have a question. That's what a normal person would see when they walk into an unlit room, right? Well, I got dark vision, so what do I see?
So before the lights come on, in the grayscale into the dark, the grayscale of your dark vision. You also see that above this fireplace, there is another portrait. Looks like a family portrait. 2 adults, 2 young, familiar-looking children. And a 3rd child held in the arms, swaddled, held in the arms of the father.
Oh, wait. Hit that light switch over there. There's another painting there. Looks like to be a family.
I'll hit the light switch and head towards the painting.
Click. Pop. There is a loud popping sound as one of the light bulbs explodes. The rest all come on. And there's the tinkle of glass as a few of the pieces of the light bulb hit the ground.
Not fucking changing that.
Is that normal? Would we know if that was normal? I don't even know if I'd know if that's normal.
I feel like it's not terribly... It's obviously a shock. But you're like, okay, yeah. It's something that I think you would dismiss relatively quickly.
Right. Can I look closely at that painting to see if it's got the same sort of vibes as the ones downstairs?
Make me a notice check, and while you do, there are a few other things that you all notice without a notice check in this hall. First, about the doors. The doors are all intricately carved with some type of pattern in it, some design. You'd have to get a little bit closer and take a look at it to see exactly what it is, but from here it looks like nude, youthful figures dancing. You also notice several suits of armor lining the walls in this second floor hallway. Each one of them clutching in their gauntlet a spear and adorned with decorative helmets that look like snarling wolf heads. And they stand silent sentinels. Karina, what did you get on your notice check?
I got a 7.
7. I'm going to answer your first question first, as to whether it had the same skull effect here. You don't see that. But looking at it, you notice something else. And as I'm describing this, 9, this is a bit of a retcon. Could you also make me a notice check? So I'll get back to you. I'll get back to yours in a second. Karina, looking at the portrait, the family portrait. 1, you absolutely, with full confidence, know that those are the same children that you met outside. 2, there's something interesting about the face of the mother here. First of all, the whole family is dressed very nicely. And along with what 9 was indicating earlier, quite upper class, upper crust. But the mother seems to be casting a scornful look towards the direction of the husband, but down towards its arms and the baby held therein. 9, with your notice check, something you noticed when the lights were off. There was a slash in the canvas of the painting. And you planned to look at it further when the lights were turned on. But it's gone now. And the slash was directly over the face of the baby.
Hey, that's wait, this is different.
What do you mean different?
No, no. When the lights were off, there was like a slash over the baby's face, but the painting's fixed now.
Can Karina like reach over and run her hand over the canvas, like where the baby's face is?
Feels fine.
I.
You
don't
can
know
feel
what
the
you're talking
texture of the
about.
paint, but no cut, no repair, nothing like that.
I impulsively flip off the lights.
Absolutely.
Well, my hand is on it.
The rest of you who don't have dark vision, it's tough to make anything out. However, two things. Even without a flashlight or anything of the sort being turned on. 1, 9. The slash is there again. 2,
Yeah, no.
Karina, you can feel it now.
I
See?
think
It's-
you're. Yeah. What the fuck? Can I put my fingers through it and feel like the wall behind, if there's damage to the wall behind it or any sort of.
Just feels like a
Weirdness?
wall.
Okay.
Strange it wasn't there just a second ago. And
Also,
you
Ethan-
felt it, so you know for sure it's not just an illusion.
9, do you want to look around the like a little bit more, see if anything else changes now that the lights are off?
I mean, I could fucking do that. I could do that, no problem. Nine's your man. I can do whatever you need me to do. Without problem. That's what I'm
Hey,
here for.
you guys got a light of some kind? See if maybe the lights in the room are affecting the painting, or if it's just light in general.
I will pull out my torch again and turn it on, flash it at the painting.
There's no cut there.
Also, Ethan, given my past life dealing with, rich things, would I be able to age a painting? Like, kind of figure out how long ago it was painted?
While you're doing that, now I'm gonna go look around.
That's academics.
Academics already.
So you're doing that. 9 is taking a look around. Really quick. Rock, Gloria, Hawthorne. What about the three of you?
I'm looking for a staircase.
It's right there.
I'm-
It keeps going up.
I'm further confirmed seeing that newborn that there is another child, and I'm not gonna lose this one. I think I know what room it's in.
So you stay right at the second floor story landing so that you don't lose the stairs going up. Rock?
Is it dark in the room? No.
There is light coming from the first floor.
Yeah.
There is also light being shown from the flashlight.
Yeah.
So it's not pitch.
Okay. Well, when we entered the room, he tried to clock everything as quickly as he possibly could, and then, startled by the lights, he just starts feeling around for things, and as light is gently cast around, he'll kind of walk over to things and look at them, not touching anything in this room. I still think it must be some sort of mutual hallucination. There must be some sort of airborne illness.
Hey,
And he
Brock,
just shuffles.
Brock, what are you muttering over there?
And he's very mild-mannered. So he's very mild-mannered and unassuming, and so he just peeks up and, just nothing to worry yourself about. I don't. There's this place, this whole place. Something unsettling.
I'm gonna turn on the lights, and then I'm gonna walk up to Brock and just give him a big old hug. I'm sorry, buddy, but you need this.
Nice.
You're welcome.
Physical contact. It's refreshing. Thank you for your kindness. And he wipes his hand as you kind of let him go. He wipes his hands, and though he slumps, his shoulders slump forward instead of pull back, where they would usually be held back by that stress.
And then Hawthorne literally just turns away, just after pats him on the shoulder, turns away, looks up the stairs, and starts walking.
Now, Hawthorne is starting to head upstairs. 9, you said you were taking a look around. What exactly are you taking a look around at? The doors, the portrait, the armor?
Anything that seems like it shouldn't belong. Like other things, like, hey, there was a slash on the painting, but there wasn't. See if there's any more, like, nocturnal damage being done.
Okay. So just generally trying to look around, see if anything sticks out to you. Make me a notice check.
All right.
As I take 2 steps up the stairs, I want to freeze for a moment, turn around and say, the kids told me that the baby was in the maid's room. And in the picture, the baby's being held by the father, and the mom looks unhappy.
That could mean... Go ahead.
I was just going to say that I got an 11 on the academics check to age the painting.
Noted. We'll jump back to that in 1 sec.
Brock puts his finger up as Hawthorne is between Gloria and Brock. I just peeks around. That can only mean. Do you think the relationship must be muddied?
That, I don't like to gossip about people I haven't met, but I do think that there might be more to that story.
We were sure to find out what it is. If this is a hallucination, but by golly, we are just gonna figure out what it was foot. Gonna continue walking up the stairs.
Really quick.
Behind Hawthorne.
There were 2 checks here. There was academics from Karina, and there was a notice from 9. Academics. Doesn't seem that old. In terms of the weathering effect on it, dust, the style, I mean, it's tough to know the style and compare it to the contemporary style without knowing much about the contemporary style. I would say with an 11, you are able to determine, you feel like it's not new, but it has to be, right? I mean, the baby's there. And it's still a baby. Babies can only be so old. But you're getting kind of conflicting information from information that you have and information that you just deduced looking at the painting.
The kids in the painting compared to the ones we saw, do they look to be relatively the same age?
Yes.
Brock, don't go up there yet. Calm down.
Okay. He will turn, and as he goes to turn to head back down the stairs, I'll be right back. You go ahead. Turns around and trips.
As this is happening, 9, you've been looking around with the benefit of dark vision, and you got a 5 on your notice check. The thing that sticks out to you look at the painting. Karina's got that on lock. You look at the staircase. Gloria and Hawthorne are taking care of that. So you go and take a look at the doors. They're carved very interestingly. Like I said, with nude youths dancing, frolicking. But then you look closer. They're not dancing. it seems like the figures are depicted fighting away, running away from swarms of bats. Not dancing at all.
I'm guessing at this point in time, when Nine turns around to sees Brock just fall. You okay, dude?
I have a quick clarifying question because I know I was following Brock up the stairs. How far did you fall?
I would say that he would likely trip and catch himself if there's a handrail. If there's no handrail, he went.
Probably come downstairs too, Gloria. We need to talk.
But there, are we sure we don't want to check any of the rooms upstairs first?
I think we should all go together. And I think we need to talk. Come downstairs, please. Don't go alone.
What? What's going on down there?
Join us.
Ugh, that's a lot of stairs. I'm coming.
You could take him like I did.
That was graceful. I was very proud of you.
I think we should all be safe around stairwells and banisters, please. Like,
What does that mean? I'm just gonna kind of open my wings and like float down and like glide down and try not to touch anything.
well, unfortunately,
What did the
not everybody
banister?
got wings.
What happened to the banister?
Well, just being careful around banisters. I've heard people sometimes fall off of them or fall down them. Accidents can happen. You want to make sure everybody's, safe. Not everybody
You're
has
saying
wonderful
that
wings.
pretty ominously. I'm gonna take a step back away from him.
I don't push people off of banisters and railings.
Karina. And he's gonna bring his hands in around as if to try to pull people in. Karina, what is it that you wanted to say?
Well, you know this weird ass painting that has a slash and doesn't have a slash over the child, right?
The hallucination? Yes,
Sure. Sure. Okay. The hallucination, if that makes you feel better.
Does.
It's not fresh. It's not new. The oil has fully dried. It's been at least 6 months. At the earliest. The kids look exactly the same. Something is not adding up at all. I don't know if it's this house. Nine made a noise when he was looking at the doors. What did you see, Nine?
Oh, I saw a bunch of people running from bats.
I don't think any of us should go alone. I think if we're going to go upstairs and find this strange child that, by the way, is getting a disapproving look from its mother, and I always trust a mother.
Did you hear what I thought though?
What did you think?
Wait,
It's good.
Okay, so the two kids before they disappeared into the fog said that the baby was in the maid's room.
Okay.
And
Is
the
there more?
child in the painting is being held by the father. And it's only the mom that looks upset.
I mean, they wouldn't have an oil painting with a maid in it.
Well, obviously not, but if the child was at least half of the father's.
I think what she's saying is the maid was taking care of the baby because the mama didn't want it.
Oh.
Or alternatively, and he pushes up his glasses, the maid isn't indeed the mother.
Oh,
Candle.
you blow my mind here. Oh,
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking, Brock.
Okay, but is that related
You
to the
smart
fact
people.
that the infant is still an infant, even though this painting is at least like a year old and it should not be an infant?
Well, technically, children are still considered babies if they're under 12 months. So depending on the age they are here versus like the timeline, they might still be a baby to the kids' eyes. But that would give us good explanation for if time was weird.
Speaking of time being weird, as you're having this conversation, The grandfather clock from downstairs begins to chime once again.
I don't remember what time it was. You guys did an hour just pass?
I don't. It's not a single chime, so it's not half. How many chimes was it the first time compared to the second time, Ethan?
Were
If we
you
were to count
counting?
the dongs.
Would you have
I
been
think-
counting the first time?
I'm not smart
I
enough.
mean-
I
to
will
count.
say, I think that Gloria is so numerically inclined. I think she would count at least the second one. I don't think I was focused enough on the clock the first time, but hearing it again, I know I would start to count.
As you all stop and silently count. You count 10 strikes.
Okay. I mean, instinctively, I count a clock. I don't know if I'll put that towards my character, but instinctively, when I hear a chime, I count the chimes.
If you think you
So-
would have,
I
It
think
was
I would
9.
have. Okay, so was that an hour? That didn't feel like an hour to you guys, did it?
Well, if you're thinking logistically, most dream sequences only last between 8 and 12 seconds. So
We are not in a dream.
we must be in a dream. And he kind of gets a little aggravated and gestures wildly.
Brock, we might be in a dream, but it doesn't answer 90% of the questions right now.
Okay.
Can I run my fingers along the is there the freshly oiled wood paneling in this hallway as well?
yeah.
Is the oil still like tacky or wet?
No, you run your fingers down they gleam as though freshly oiled, but unless it were done literally 30 minutes ago, it would have absorbed in. And so it is dry to the touch, but it is also very smooth. No cracks that you would expect with unoiled, untended to wood panels. No separation between the panels as the wood starts to shrink.
9. Were these bat paintings only visible in the dark?
I mean, no. Nah, we just didn't get close enough to it. So,
Oh.
I mean, you can look for yourself, and I'm just going to point to it, and you can see there's people running from bats. Fuck people running from bats for? They're just rats with wings. That's all they are.
What are they wearing? What are the people?
They're nude.
They're naked.
Yeah.
Oh, do they have any jewelry?
Nope.
Do I get any vibes?
However, I will say, as you are inspecting it closely, the 5 of you going over and 9 pointing out what he discovered, there is a bang of metal hitting the ground. Your eyes all turn, the flashlight turns that way as well. And one of the wolf head helmets has hit the ground and rolled slightly your direction. You pick it up, 9, and the decorative visor that is the top half of the jaw of the wolf is open. You pick it up, and you can't help but immediately drop it again as there is a severed, bloody head inside of it. And as you see this, we get to do our first fear roll. Could you also roll me with a 2, which is a fail? You have a choice here. You could spend a Benny to re-roll it, or you can roll me a d20.
You know, for narrative purposes, I'm going to go ahead and roll the d20. I'm going to go see what happens.
Okay, roll it. So, I'm going to tell you the mechanical result, and I would love you to narrate how that manifests. you gain the vulnerable condition. You also gain a level of fatigue. Just so you know how those two things work, fatigue gives you a -1 on all trait rolls. So you have a level of fatigue and vulnerable. How does that manifest for 9 externally?
So, whenever you scare a cat in real life, it's just more of a "Real!" and you just see kind of a shiver go up his spine and him chuck the fucking thing away. And it's just more of kind of, okay, he's used to seeing bodies, but it caught him by surprise. Like you see a cat sees his cucumber. That's what happens. Of just, fuck.
You just shove the helmet off back towards the wall, and it clatters against the marble floor.
Fucking head in there.
What?
What?
Karina is going to walk to the helmet and gently, almost shake the head out of it so she can get a better look at the head.
What head?
The fuck do you mean there's a head in there? It's empty.
There was a fucking head in that damn thing. I saw it with my own 2 fucking eyes, alright? I'm not fucking playing around there, goddammit.
I believe you, man. I believe you.
What did the head look like? Did it look like anything in the painting?
I don't fucking know. It looked like a bloody fucking head. I know what bloody fucking heads look like. That's what it fucking looked like. Why the fuck would it be a bloody fucking head in a fucking helmet? There's no bodies. I smell no dead bodies.
Here, take a swig of this, and I hand him the gin.
Ah, it tastes like fucking water. And at this time, 9 will reach into his pocket and pull out his little stuffed mouse and start rubbing it to kind of get his shit together.
Ethan, are the lights on or off right now?
I turned them on before I went for a hug for Brock.
Hawthorne, you want to turn the lights off for a second?
I mean, I'll just chime in. No, I don't want to turn the lights off right now.
Heads in places, and you want to shut off the lights? Only he can see in the dark.
Just give me like literally 5 seconds. Turn the lights off. Turn them back on. That's all.
Everyone huddle together. Everyone, I'll get over here and huddle together.
She's gonna pick up the helmet before you turn the lights off. All right, ready?
I'm gonna squish right up next to Hawthorne.
The lights go off with a click.
I want to feel for a neck in the helmet.
It's just a helmet. Don't know what he's talking about.
Fuck. Okay, you can turn them back on now. 9, there's nothing there. I think it's this place.
I still believe you because the children also disappeared. And speaking of children, maybe as a group, because you're right, that's kind of creepy. Maybe we should check the other helmet hanging on the wall. And then...
How high up... Sorry, out of character. How high up is this helmet?
So the helmets are just on top of the suits of armor. They're, a full suit of 6.5 foot armor. And there are several of them. One of them is currently missing a helmet.
Okay, well, I think a lot of different people here could grab a helmet off of it. I'm just gonna stand back for this one. You guys go ahead.
Karina will go and check a helmet.
Empty.
I will take the helmet that's in Karina's hand and just chuck it at the other armor.
A huge clatter of metal as it impacts, and how it had been balanced, whatever inside of it had kept it standing. The entire suit of armor collapses emptily.
metal.
Are we going up? Or are we staying here? What are we doing?
I think we should go upstairs. But without all of the information, we can't put together what happened here, or what we're doing here, for that matter.
I agree. Let's go.
Time to
Fuck
find
this
that baby.
hallway. And fuck this place.
We're gonna go upstairs.
Hey, did we peek at all the helmets?
The one that was there were 3 in total, I suppose, that were inspected in some form. The one that fell, the one that 9 chucked said fallen helmet at, and the one that Karina had gone to inspect. And none of them were anything but armor. So as you all begin to once again ascend this red marble staircase and arrive at the 3rd story landing. One question. Do you have your flashlight on? Okay, the flashlight is on. So in that case, all of you are able to notice a few things, even without a notice check. First of all, the staircase ends here, which is interesting. And Gloria, you find it most interesting because you know that you flew up and looked in the 3rd story window, and there was another story above you. But the staircase ends here, which makes sense. If it's an attic, it's very rare that the grand main staircase is what leads to the top, to the attic. So that's first thing you all notice. Second, there is another suit of armor here. Black plate armor. Doesn't have the wolf head motif this time, and there's only one, standing against one of the walls of this landing, the western wall specifically. You also notice there are several doors, just like all of the other landings or halls here in this house. But the other thing that you all notice is the cobwebs and dust and age that you see on this story that were entirely absent on the previous 2 floors. Those being dust-free, well-kept, freshly oiled, a manicured house. Here, while you obviously know it's the same house, it's not received nearly the same care and attention as the others, apparently. Cobwebs are draped along the black plate armor, are hugging the corners and the dusty walls. There are 4 doorways that you can see from here. 1 set of double doors, 3 single doors. There is the double doors to the north, and then 2 single doors to the east, a 3rd single door to the south. Oh, I'm sorry, to the 2 were to the west, and then another to the south.
Hawthorne's gonna instinctively just put his brass knuckles on and go, I'll check this one. And he'll walk up to the armor and just punch it.
Punch, crash, just falls apart to pieces. The breastplate, which was clamshelled together, the latch undoing as it opens, it all just scatters, and it is empty. The wallpaper of this landing looks like it might have once been a hunter green, but it's since faded to a sickly gray color. There are, once again, light fixtures mounted on the wall. But as the circle of light from the flashlight trails across them, each one of them looks broken.
Brock definitely immediately snaps into action. Well, if this is a hallucination, I'm gonna do my best to solve this mystery. And he slinks through you guys and goes and throws open the double doors.
Hawthorne's gonna take his light, because he has a light now on his own, so he's all excited because someone made him pull it out. So he goes to one of the doors and he tries one of the knobs, the one that's closest to the double doors that they're opening, but just wants to poke his head in.
Okay, so I just want to make sure I understand where you are going. So, Brock, you are heading to the double doors, and Hawthorne, you said you wanted to head to the other door that was nearest the double doors, right? There is actually a single door directly across from the double doors. It's right next to it. So we'll deal with yours first because it's a lot faster. As you just open it, look inside. There is a white clawfoot tub, matching sink, a toilet with one of the overhead pole chains. Relatively small, only about 15 by 15 feet. So that's all that's in this room. Brock, you start to approach the double doors. They, like the other double doors, are adorned with stained glass, but this glass is dusty. And you turn the knob, push it open with a creak, and you glance into a cobweb-filled master bedroom. Without more light, the main thing that you're able to notice is a large 4-poster bed here. There is almost certainly more. You can tell there are more silhouettes and shapes in here, but you can't tell what without a little bit more light.
Completely forsaking the light, he kind of rubs his palms together and he closes his eyes. And he just looks into the room, and I have a skill called Sleuth. That if I use a Benny, I can notice everything of interest in a room that I enter.
So the light from the 2 flashlights provides you just enough illumination. So here's what you see in this larger room. A rotting tiger skin rug in front of a fireplace. Above the fireplace, a portrait of a man and a woman. That you recognize those figures from the portrait 1 floor below, but this time without any children. They look slightly younger. There are burgundy drapes covering the windows into this, or in this room. The 4-poster bed is draped with tattered gossamer veils. A matching pair of wardrobes to one side of the bed. There's also a vanity with a padded stool and a wood-framed mirror. There's a beautiful, very fine jewelry box on that vanity as well. You also notice a smaller door that seems to lead to a balcony. Finally, you notice that there is in the corner of the room, what looks like it's a about 2 foot by 2 foot door in the wall with a button next to it. A dumbwaiter. With the illumination from the flashlight still just occasionally pouring into this room as your compatriots get a little bit closer to try to see what you're doing. You head over to the jewelry box, and you instinctually feel like you should open it. You undo the very thin metal latch, pop it open. And there are a few things inside. 1, 3 golden rings. 2, a thin, well-wrought platinum necklace. And 3, a folded, unsealed letter.
They're gonna go for that letter.
You unfold it and start trying to read it to yourself. You step back out into the hall to gain the benefit of the illumination of the flashlights of your friends who, seeing you holding this note, come over, and Karina lifts her flashlight to let all of you read it. It is written in, not to be stereotypical, but a more feminine hand. And it reads, "My dear friend, your advice in how to deal with the unwanted beast in my home is very good advice indeed. Tonight will proceed as planned, when the moon is at its highest. It goes without saying, Mr. Durst will not be in attendance for this eve's ceremony. I find that I must agree with you. Yes, innocence may well be a vital ingredient leading to more fruitful results. Though, in truth, I hesitate to use the word innocent for one such as he. My thanks, Mrs. Elizabeth Durst."
So, Elizabeth Durst, so you think that might be the lady that was downstairs on the painting?
And he takes the letter and he slaps it onto his other hand. I do believe so. It would appear as if this house, and he gestures with the hand without the letter, and then this this letter, and he tosses it back down on the jewelry box. There is darkness in these walls, and it seems potentially ritualistic sacrifices.
So you're saying the foundation of this house is quite shaky and down?
Yes, exactly. And he kind of like, huh? Like, it's not, nuance is very hard for him, but he's trying.
I'm pretty much saying weird shit's happening in this fucking house.
Yes, it's weird shit is happening in this fucking house.
I'm not from this time, obviously, but it would be strange for a maid's room to be up next to the main room.
Make me a common knowledge check.
Nice is gonna pocket the shit that was in there in the jewelry box.
I mean, might as well. You grab the golden rings, and you grab the necklace as well. Be sure to make note of that somewhere.
Load on the 6, so that's 9.
9. I would say, with a 9, so that is a raise. So not only do you succeed well. You're right. It would be unusual for a maid to have a room up near the master bedroom. With one exception. A wet nurse would absolutely have a room near the master bedroom because you would need to.
All right. Having that knowledge, she's gonna go to the room next to the master bedroom.
Okay. The one directly next to the master bedroom was one that Hawthorne checked out and was a bathroom. So there are two more. You crack open the next one, looks like a storage room. Dusty shelves, folded sheets, blankets, bars of soap, a broom.
Yeah,
So
she'll
that
go to
only
the one.
So that only leaves you one more. The door opens. You see another, slightly smaller, elegantly appointed bedroom, once again covered in dust and cobwebs as the beam of light from your flashlight passes over this room. There is a large bed, not quite as large as the master bedroom, two wooden end tables, a wardrobe, a full-length mirror that the beam of light, it kind of makes you jump at first as the beam of light reflects back at you and you see a figure standing there, and it's you. But you're a little on edge, you can't help but jump a little at it. And in this room, there are two more sets of doors. A set of double doors and a single door. Make me a notice check as you step in here, Karina.
7.
7. You notice all those things that I just described. The beam of light from your flashlight lands on several things. The doors, the end tables, scours over the bed like a searchlight trying to find something in here. The dust falling from the ceiling like light snow. And then your light shines on a figure in the corner of this room. Beautiful. Very skinny. Very afraid. And slightly see-through. Pushed into the corner of this room. Not making eye contact, hoping you don't notice her.
Karina is going to take a second and gonna take a couple steps towards the figure. I'm not here to hurt you. It's going to be okay.
What are you doing in here?
I'm looking for someone.
Who?
Can you help me?
Maybe? Who are you looking for?
For an infant boy.
What do you want with Walter?
I'm here to protect him. I'm here to save him.
Save him? He's just asleep in there. If you are going to go in though, please be quiet. He's only just gotten to sleep and he's a bear when you wake him up too early.
Okay, I will. She's going to walk past the figure into the room, as quiet as she can.
The rest of you see this. And as Karina heads towards the door that was indicated by this figure, are the rest of you doing anything in this exact moment? Or are you just watching and letting this play out?
Nine would be pocketing shit and looking around.
I feel like I would be really intently trying to figure out who she's talking to and trying to maybe even walk it.
You walk if you walk in
on Walter.
You absolutely see this spectral figure, this ghost.
Knowing my background knowledge of the occult, do I immediately register like this is a ghost?
I don't know if you have to make a roll for this. I will instead leave this up to your decision. Let me just tell you what evidence you have, and I will let your character draw whatever conclusion your character would draw. She's floating, slightly off the ground, though her feet move as if she were walking, but she's a couple inches separated from the floor. And as she floats, following behind Karina, you can see Karina slightly through this figure. She is dressed as one would expect of a maid. She has very muted tones of colors, made even more so by whatever form her spirit is currently in. And you all watch as Karina heads towards the door, followed by this figure. And Karina, you push the door open, and there's a small nursery, the centerpiece of which is a small but well-made crib. There are spider webs around it, like a mourning veil. Hawthorne?
Karina, what are you doing?
Shh. He's sleeping. Please, it took me hours to get him to finally go to sleep today.
It's okay. It's okay.
Darling, in my part of the woods, we call this dancing with the devil.
Suddenly, the figure who had just simply been trying to quiet you looks back and forth between Karina and Hawthorne. Who are you all? What are you doing here? What's happened to me?
I told you, we're here.
I can't feel my
We're just
fingers.
here to check on him. Calm down. It's okay.
I can't feel anything anymore.
Going to be okay.
Something happened
And-
to me.
Karina is going to walk up to the small bed, turning away from the maid. And she's gonna peek in.
All right, as you're doing that,
I want to try to approach her, and I'm going to try to comfort her. I don't panic. Don't panic.
I feel like something's wrong.
You know, there's been some odd things around the house, but you're fine. You're okay.
Where are Rose and Thorn?
That's why we're here. They told us to come check on you and Walter.
Are they all
don't
right?
panic. They are just outside.
Brock, what are you doing during this?
As Brock just kind of waddles up to this scene, very last to arrive, having just spent his time in the other room, he reaches for his back pocket as if looking for something, and then realizing that it's not there, he just secondary auditory and visual hallucinations. Yes. And he looks very calm, very cool, and very collected. He's decided that this isn't actually happening. And he's just kind of like standing there, frozen in fear and disbelief, but calm in his own way.
Karina, you approach the crib. There is a swaddle of blanket inside the crib beneath the cobwebs that hang low. And so you have to physically part the cobwebs to get in. And you see the bundle.
She's going to reach slowly and quietly, almost as if somebody with experience, to pick the child up, one hand gently cradling its head, one like reaching down from the bottom. And she's going to try to pick the swaddled child up.
Karina, this is a bad idea.
It's gonna be okay.
And as you lift the bundle from the crib, the blankets unfold like a blossoming flower, revealing nothing. And as Karina turns back around towards the other four of you and this spirit, the spirit raises her hands to her face. Something's wrong. And that's where we'll close for tonight. Thank you for listening to The City of the Crimson Tower. If you want to watch this episode, you can find it on our YouTube, Thousand Faces Cosplay. You can also go there to catch up on other past actual plays like The Wild Beyond, or you can listen to all past episodes right here. Thank you again so much for listening. We appreciate you, and we'll see you next time.